Hello, everybody. It's been quite a while, but I'm super excited to do this stream today because this is going to be a different stream than anything we've ever done before. And I am going to analyze the full tokenomics of Kaspa, ticker symbol KAS, in the most comprehensive way anyone has ever done on YouTube or on a Medium post or on Reddit, anywhere. Hands down, the most comprehensive tokenomics analysis you've ever seen. And I'm going to do it live. So how we're going to do this is we're going to use our Coinsider Tokenomics Rubric that we just finished creating. Okay, Adrian, one of our teammates, spent like 50 hours creating this in excruciating detail to make it the most comprehensive rubric you've ever seen. Okay, I'm going to show you it in a sec. Now, if you do want to buy this rubric to use it for other projects, you can. It does cost money. We made it accessible though, so it's only going to be like $9.95. But no pressure to buy. You can just make your own by watching the stream. You can reproduce it if you want. But we took the time to kind of auto calculate, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So the link in the description, if after you see this rubric in action, if you want to buy it, then one sec. Yeah, then you can using the link below. So yeah, let me give you a quick look at it. Let me share one sec. Share screen. Okay. Here we go. So this is the page to buy. Like I said, it's $9.95. And then if you buy it, you'll get the link to the page and you'll be able to use it straight up. Okay, let me switch to it then. Give me a second. Okie dokie. So basically, okay, let me do this real quick so I can set everything up properly. All right, so this is what the rubric looks like. It has a lot of pages and it's super in-depth. I'm going to walk you through all of it. But basically, on a high level, it lets you just analyze every little bit of tokenomics possible for every project in a systematic manner, just so you can compare projects' tokenomics apples to apples. And at the end, there's going to be a score to give you a number, and then you can compare that with other projects' tokenomics in the future. Now, one important thing is that tokenomics is not the end-all be-all, okay? Like, there's other stuff as part of the fundamental analysis umbrella besides tokenomics that matter. But tokenomics is very important because I'll argue that at least middle term and long term is one of the most important things you can evaluate for any crypto project. Okay, so I'm going to show you live. Like, I already filled this out. If you buy it for $9.95 and using the link in the description, you'll get this or a PDF version. I filled it out. It's December 9th. Project name Kaspa, ticker symbol KAS. The launch was in 2021, the founder name, etc. So let's start at the beginning. Okay, so okay. So this first section is token utility, where we have a lot of questions or aspects to evaluate here. All right, so like it's a 1. Okay, so first of all, we have weights. This M value is like weights. So some are more important than others. And then this is auto-calculated total score. And then the total section rating down below. But necessity, like how necessary is the token, right? Well, for Kaspa, if we look at their FAQ list and just their website, it is extremely necessary. It is required to access the protocol, like gas fees and whatnot. So it gets a score of 5 here. Now, does Kaspa give any exclusive features, like exclusive access to exclusive optional features or services within the ecosystem? These features may bring high monetary benefit and or profit potential. So Kaspa doesn't have this, so we're giving this a 1. But also, it's not as important as necessity. That's why you see this weight score as a 1. One sec, give me a sec. Okay, so discounts and benefits. This is like, is there discounts or benefits for using this token over other forms of payments? Some projects have this. A lot of projects do not. In our case, it's NA because there are no products, services, or features within the project's ecosystem on which discounts could be given. So it's NA. We're not going to hold it against Kaspa. So yeah. Staking and mining. Now, Kaspa is proof of work, right? We know it's proof of work. Let's see, Kaspa, right? It's robust proof of work engine and people mine it and whatnot. There's people just using GPU mining and it's getting quite competitive. Efficient proof of work. Yeah, so we know it's mining. And so this is a 5 because if you look at here, 100% proof of work mining and accessible to the majority of users, either directly or indirectly. You could argue it's 4, that it's less accessible given all the competition these days, but I wanted to give this one a 5. There's no exact science. Like some of these are your best judgment. Okay. Okay, one sec. And then governance. Okay, it's not a governance, so it's a 1 here. And the weight, we don't want to hold it against Kaspa and other similar ones too much because governance isn't really that important, right? Like from Uniswap is a governance token, but that doesn't really give you anything. So yeah. Total score, this is auto calculated. You don't have to do anything, but total rating for here is 4.11 from a 1 to 5 scale, I believe. So, from a scale of 1 to 5. So it's pretty good for this token utility section. Okay, next, let's move on. So that's just one section under tokenomics. Next, we're moving on to supply and market cap. Now, this is easy. Just go to CoinGecko. And let's take a look. Kaspa. Let me turn this on dark mode so I don't blind y'all. Okay, so the first question is max supply versus circulating supply. How much is in circulation? Okay, circulating supply versus max supply. You see 21.8 billion. Okay, 21.8 divided by 28.7. It's around 76% in circulation. So that's right here, column 4. So this gets a 4. Now, vesting schedules. Well, in this case, a proof of work mining, there is no vesting schedule, no token unlocks, and it's a pre-mine, no insider allocation. So yeah, this one is a 5. Okay, let's see. Distribution. Okay, so now we want to look at the distribution held by the top 100 addresses. There is a place to do that using the Kaspa FYI. So you see, they show it themselves in this page. This may be hard to find for various projects, but it's easy for here. Top 100 addresses hold 32.401%. So that is right here, 20 to 40% held by top 100 addresses, excluding exchange addresses. So this gets a 3. Inflation, okay, how much is inflation per year? Okay, so there is a place to look at that too. Let me see. Oh, I forgot where it was. It was Kaspa inflation rate. Kaspa inflation rate. I think they tell us on their site, actually. Let me go there. Okay, tokenomics. Okay, that's not Kaspa inflation schedule. Right here. Here we go. So right now we're closest to right here, December 7th, 2023. And if we're talking about annual inflation, this is showing you monthly. So you go from here to December 2024, and you add up all of these and divide it by the current circulating supply. Anyways, I did the math already, and I get an inflation rate of around 14%. Now, I know it gets less and less over time, but we're evaluating the current tokenomics of Kaspa, right? So I get around 14%, and that means currently high perpetual inflation, but each year the inflation percentage decreases. So that's right here, 2. Not so good for inflation. Now let's talk about the market cap growth potential. This compares the market cap of Kaspa by the fully diluted value of the number 2 ranked project, which is Ethereum. So let's do that here. Okay, Ethereum's FDV is 283 billion. Kaspa is 2.8. So 283 divided by 2.8, 101 is what I get. So result less than 200 is 101. So it's in this 4 column. Answer with 4. There's a lot of growth potential. Token unit bias, Kaspa is like 12 cents, almost 13 cents. So it is right here, also number 4. And in this section, Kaspa gets a 3.9, which is still quite high. Remember, the top score, perfect score, is 5. Is the connection cutting in and out for y'all? Let's see. Just let me know. Anyways, moving on. Let's see. This section is economic incentives, also an important part of also an important part of tokenomics. Okay, so let's see. Staking proof of work mining rewards. Now this one is a little harder to tell, but let me grab that for y'all. Here. Okay. So Kaspa mining calculator. This is what I do, okay? Because this is kind of hard to tell, but I give 10,000 megahertz per second. I click calculate. This is minerstat.com. And you see in the 7-day rate, you would get 1.36 USD. Now, is that a lot or is that a little, right? It needs to be comparative. So let's go to other coins. Let's go to like Monero. You get almost double for 7-day using the same hash rate. But let's see some other ones, not just Monero. Let's see Ethereum Classic. You get, wow, you get 162 USD for the same hash rate. So I would much rather mine ETC than Kaspa or Monero. But let's see what other thing you can mine. Let's see, what's this KLS? Oh, I think this is a Kaspa fork. Okay, this you get even less of. Varus coin. You get $1,000, wow, with a 10,000 megahertz per second. So you see, Kaspa does not give you that much rewards. And let me go back here. So that's why I give it a 3, less than market average staking rewards or proof of work mining rewards, but mechanism is stable, so average. You could argue it's a 2 as well. You could go 2, in my opinion. You know what? Let me go 2. See, it auto calculates. This thing does it for you. So, like I said, if you want to buy this, the link below for $9.95, limited time only, are Coinsider Tokenomics Rubric. Anyways, are there token burns? No, there are not for Kaspa. So, giving this a 1. Now, we don't want to hold that against him too much, but yeah. Okay, are the transaction fees flowing back into the ecosystem? Like, you know how some, whatchamacallit? You know how some coins or some projects take transaction fees and put it back into the treasury or give it to stakers or whatnot? Yeah, so this does not do that, so it's getting a 1. Well, there isn't a like precise way to compare hash rate though. I'm just saying, like, take into consideration how competitive it is, and like just if you direct a normal amount of hash rate, then how much money would you get from it? So Kaspa is quite competitive these days because it's so hot. That's why I wouldn't rank it like that high. But feel free to rank that higher if you want. I might have made a mistake. Like I can go, okay, I'll go back here then. I'll go back here, change it to 3. Average mining rewards. Is that fair? And this is you shouldn't take into account token appreciation for the mining rewards, in my honest opinion. Okay, ecosystem growth. Is there capital allocated towards growth and marketing? Like, are there grants for developers? Are there regular events, right? Because that's helpful for a project. And Kaspa grants. There is a community marketing fund. Now, this is like DAO crowdfund instead of like done by the team, but it's still 750,000 CAS towards a creative content and community marketing fund. So I'm not giving it a 1, but there's not like, there's not like Solana level capital allocated towards growth, marketing, developer grants, etc. So for Kaspa, I'm giving this particular thing a 2. Transaction tax, there's no penalty on selling at all. So it's a 5. And sustainable business model in terms of to drive demand for the token, I give this a neutral. So I'm putting this at 3. And this section gets a 2.5. Yeah, I see some of y'all's comments about the hash rate and stuff. So would you say I should change the score to like how high of mining rewards? Because we know it's competitive. So I'm willing to give this a 4. I'm willing to change this to a 4, okay? But definitely not a 5. I'm going to stand firm. Kaspa's mining is like, I'd be shocked if it was a 5. So I'm going to give it a 4 because what y'all are saying. Okay, moving on to the next section. Market metrics and liquidity. So Kaspa is, let me see. Kaspa, let's see where it's offered. Okay, BingX, Mexi, Gate.io, Bybit, BitGet, and some no-name ones. So there are some, but not like the biggest ones, right? So this gets a 4 for the accessibility on exchanges, both DEXs and SEXs. Trading volume, the way we're doing this is how far away from Bitcoin's trading volume is it? So in this case, its trading volume is 35 million compared to Bitcoin's 19 billion. Yeah, it's quite far away. It's more than 100x away, but it's at least listed on some major exchanges that account for certain amounts of the coin's volume. So that makes it more legit, right? Let's see that again. Let's double check that. Kaspa markets, and then you can see the volume. Mexi's decent, I guess. Gate.io, KuCoin. Yeah. So I feel comfortable putting this at a 2. Volume to market cap ratio is, okay, let's see. Let's calculate that. Volume to market cap ratio. Do they calculate that for us on CoinGecko? Yeah, it does. 0.0127. You see this on the side? 0.0127. So that is 4. Yep, that is pretty good. Volume to market cap ratio. Are there liquidity pools and market makers? Let's see. There are liquidity pools and market makers, but not enough to ensure the lowest of plus 2% deft or minus 2% deft on the one exchange is between 100K and 1 million. So the way you look at that is go to CoinGecko once again, and yeah, 200,000 plus 2% minus 2% depth. So yep, this is 2. Liquidity pool incentivization is an NA because Kaspa is a gas token. So it's not like a DeFi token that needs a token / ETH pair or token / SOL pair. Yeah, and we will add a screenshot here. It's in the PDF, but I don't believe we put it on here specifically to show you an example, but I kind of just showed you an example here, like how you look at this plus 2%, minus 2% deft in CoinGecko. Okay. Pump and dumps. Is there pump and dumps showing the charts with massive manipulation? So let's just look at the charts. Let's go back to 180 days. Let's go back to max. Yeah, this looks decently healthy. There's no clear signs of heavy manipulation, but it's not the biggest volume / liquidity, so I'm giving this a 3. So overall, this section gets just if it averages to a 3. Now, SWOT analysis. How many of y'all have heard of this before? So if you're doing this section, you have to kind of read this carefully. And this is going to differ for everyone because this is your own picks for the strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. Okay? So, and it doesn't have to be tokenomics. It could be other parts of like fundamental analysis. But as long as you can make a reasonable case that it influences token demand or tokenomics. So for the strength, I put hype / community because the hype and community are super strong. The rating is a 5, which is this is best strength or opportunity is exceptionally good. The weight factor, I'm giving it a 4. Weakness, I'm giving it a utility because there's not as much things you can do as other layer 1s. I mean, that shouldn't be that controversial, right? Other ones are much more robust in their ecosystems and like their dApps and everything else. It's much more fleshed out. So I'm giving this a 2. It's not extremely bad, but it's definitely a weakness. And I'm giving this a 3 personally, in terms of weight factor. Yeah, I mean, it's coming, but right now it's not there. So that's why I think it's very fair to put that as a weakness currently. Opportunity is, in my opinion, the fact that it's in the proof of work niche, because this one is like Ethereum left it. So there's wide open proof of work niche and Bitcoin's doing its own thing. So I don't really count that. I give this a 3, which means kind of it's good. It's an opportunity, but it's not like that amazing. I'm not that excited about the proof of work niche being wide open. And I give this a medium level amount of weight. Now, threat, forks. We've already seen forks of Kaspa and people shifting their mining over to that, buying that with their capital instead to try to get in on the next Kaspa early, and just heavy competition with all the other either DAG related projects or layer 1s or proof of work. There's a lot of competition from all sides. So yeah, I'm giving this a 2. Like it says, biggest weakness or threat is bad, but not that bad. But I'm giving this a 4 in terms of importance. So 3.07 for my SWOT analysis. And this is going to be different for every project you do. And even if you do Kaspa yourself, the SWOT analysis will be different because you're going to pick different ones than me. So yeah, this is auto-calculated for each section. As you can see, this is auto-calculated. This rubric works as this, and giving the multiplier for each section based on our choices, and the final rating 3.4. I would say that is very well, like, better than average. Is it the best tokenomics? No. There's a lot of things that are not perfect. Then again, do we expect Kaspa's tokenomics to be amazing? No, that's not fair to expect that. Other projects, even the biggest projects, do not have perfect tokenomics. So I think that I would be happy with this rating. But don't judge this in a vacuum though, because there's like other projects may get way worse. And also, like I said, tokenomics is not the only thing that you should care about. There's other parts of fundamental analysis, like the community or the tech or the roadmap, the team. Notice how we didn't evaluate any of those things. Those are super important. This is just for tokenomics. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions, folks. And once again, in the link below, if you want our handy dandy tokenomics rubric to do it yourself, shout out to our wonderful teammate Adrian for creating this super in-depth rubric. You can get that. It does every calculation for you for just $9.95. Limited time only. Get your tokenomics rubric. Do it for all the projects to have a standardized comparison of each project's tokenomics. So yeah, folks, that was it. I'll take questions for a bit, and then next time we'll probably do something different. But I just wanted to show this off, and really proud of this tokenomics rubric. We're gonna do it in a lot of future videos. We're going to use this rubric because it's standardized, right? We're not just saying, oh, there's like inflation rate or token unlocks is XYZ, but only focus on one tiny part of tokenomics. We don't want to do that. We want to look at everything as a whole. We want to weigh it consistently. We want to not miss different parts of it. We want to have a single metric we can use to compare against other projects' tokenomics. Yeah, dude, that's very fair. I mean, he has a great pedigree, but like I just said, this is only the tokenomics analysis. This is not the entire picture of a project. So, yeah. And Bitcoin was Kaspa's testnet. BTC forks and knockoff. That's fair. That's fair. There's a lot of Kaspa knockoffs that probably won't go anywhere. Well, that's a fair point, Dennis. I would say that it's just like new, and there's a lot of it's the hype cycle of the new young bull market. So a lot of people I've been listening to and looking on Twitter, they're talking about the new Kaspa forks. So capital is flowing in there instead of Kaspa, and that's just it's arguable both ways. I didn't say it's like the worst threat that's going to destroy Kaspa, but that's what I chose as a threat in my SWOT analysis. Feel free to choose another threat. So are you saying, logical move, are you saying that the volume should be higher or lower? I'm not quite getting that. But yeah. All right, folks, this was great. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions at all. Definitely encourage you to check out the tokenomics rubric. Either make your own after rewatching this, or just buy ours for $9.95. Could we make it for free? We could, but Adrian spent like 50 hours making this so in depth, as you just saw. So we gotta like just charge a little bit, but we wanted to make it affordable for everyone. Superman, yeah, there's only one Superman. All right, folks, that's it for now. Next stream, I'll try to do one next week, and it will be different. We're probably not going to do a full tokenomics analysis, but this has been great, and I'll catch y'all later.